Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching Today I Found Out, and in the video today we're answering a viewer question because Nevin asks, why is Humpty Dumpty always depicted as an egg? So in the Humpty Dumpty nursery rhyme, nowhere does it say that Humpty is an egg, yet he is often presented as such in the pictures and stories. Now, the version of the rhyme that most children today learn goes like this. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. The first known publication of Humpty Dumpty was included in Juvenile Amusements by Samuel Arnold in 1797. In that version, the last lines read, "Fourscore men and fourscore more could not make Humpty Dumpty where he was before." Over the next century, the rhyme appeared in numerous books with various variations on the lyrics. These publications did not include the first use of the term Humpty Dumpty, though. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, Humpty Dumpty was first used in the 17th century and referred to brandy boiled with ale. In the 1700s, it was also a term used to describe a short and clumsy person. It has also been a nickname attributed to someone who has had too much alcohol, perhaps imbibing the drink of the same name. As the popular nursery rhyme is neither a bottle of alcohol nor a person, it is most likely that the nursery rhyme was intended as a riddle. The answer to the riddle, of course, is an egg, something that, if rolled off a wall, could not be mended by any number of people. Today, the answer is so well known that the character of Humpty Dumpty has taken on the appearance of an egg, and the rhyme is not considered to be a riddle at all, but rather a story. Because of the switch from riddle to story, many people today believe that there is more meaning to the nursery rhyme than is given in the lyrics. Perhaps, though, in this instance we could take advice from Humpty Dumpty himself, as seen in Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. It reads, "When I use a word, it means just what I choose it to mean, neither more nor less." People are always going to attribute more meaning to nursery rhymes than was initially intended. It's just how things are. Nursery rhymes are commonly linked to historical events, but it is difficult to prove that imagery in the nursery rhymes represents historical places and figures. Most modern rhymes, after all, are created with the intent of being silly, repetitive, and just enjoyable for children to repeat rather than for their historical significance. Think Miss Mary Mac and other clapping games here. Two of the most popular hypotheses link Humpty Dumpty to two separate historical events. Now, the first is the fall of Colchester. During the English Civil War in 1648, the town of Colchester was under siege. Supposedly, a man named Jack Thompson was stationed on the walls with a cannon that was nicknamed Humpty Dumpty. Thompson and the cannon managed to do a lot of damage to the advancing parliamentarian troops until the cannon eventually tumbled to the ground. Given the size and weight of the cannon, the dozens of men who attempted to lift it back up to its place on the wall were unable to do so. Eventually, Colchester was forced to open its gates and surrender. While the siege of Colchester did absolutely happen, it is unlikely that Humpty Dumpty refers to anything in the siege, as it happened over a century before Humpty Dumpty was recorded, and there is no documented connection between the two things. Now, the other popular hypothesis is that Humpty Dumpty represented King Richard III, called the Humpbacked King. Now, he did supposedly have a hunchback, although recent evidence has seemed to indicate that Shakespeare was wildly exaggerating on this point, with Richard apparently having scoliosis, which made his right shoulder higher than his left, but otherwise he had no hunch. So, in 1485, Richard III fought at the Battle of Bosworth. In this Humpty Dumpty origin story, it was said that either his horse was named Wall, or his men who abandoned him were representative of said wall. Either way, the king fell off his horse and was supposedly hacked to pieces on the field, thus no one could put him together again. Now, several problems do exist with this hypothesis, the least of which being that the term humpbacked didn't exist in King Richard's day, nor for several centuries after. Interestingly, the term hunchback also didn't first pop up until the 18th century. Much more importantly, though, is the fact that the king's remains were relatively recently found, and they were largely intact, save for a bludgeon to the head, which probably killed him. Additionally, other than pure speculation, as in the previous siege of Colchester idea, no solid historical evidence has been found that shows that King Richard III was the inspiration for Humpty Dumpty. And indeed, one of the reasons it's so often connected, because of the all the king's horses and all the king's men bit, wasn't even in the original version, being the more generic fourscore men and fourscore more. So the historical events that have been linked to Humpty Dumpty do provide excellent stories, but they're based on pure speculation. Given the actual evidence at hand, it is generally thought far more likely that Humpty Dumpty was not intended to be a story, but rather just a riddle posed to children for their amusement. Now, the answer to the riddle, as stated, is an egg, which is why Humpty Dumpty today is nearly always depicted as such. And now for a bonus fact. The first known time the character of Humpty Dumpty was represented explicitly as an egg was in Lewis Carroll's Through the Looking Glass in 1872. So I really hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for brand new videos every day of the week. Also, I've got a podcast. It's called BrainFood. It's content just like this, but in the podcast form. We go into a bit more depth and really get into all of the details on a particular subject. Check it out through the links in the description below, or just search your favorite podcast app for BrainFood. And if you like this YouTube channel, I think you will really love that podcast. But if you want to watch something else right now, check out a related video from the past over there on the right. And as always, thank you for watching.